This episode of Critical Hit is being brought to you by Harry's. Listeners of this show can redeem their trial set at harrys.com/critical hit. Make sure you go to harrys.com/critical hit to redeem your offer and let them know that I sent you to help support this show. Let's jump into the email bag this week, and this one is coming from, I think TJ is the way it says here. Let me just read the PS first. Rob is the best, and Ken is my favorite.
Yeah.
I love Critical Hit. In fact, I love it so much I listened to the entire library 3 times. Aw, thank you, TJ. You are awesome.
Wow.
That is actually why I'm emailing now. While I wait for more content, does your staff know of a good roleplay podcast similar to Critical Hit that has very little cussing, especially dropping of F-bombs or GDs? This is extremely tasteless in entertainment, and I appreciate that Critical Hit is not like this at all. Actually takes role-playing seriously. Critical Hit, again, has done a fantastic job of being serious while at the same time carefree when necessary. We're adult humans. This isn't Silly Sam's stupid adventure in make-believe land. I don't think he's talking about you, Sam, but...
Oh, good.
The content you provide is wonderful. Ladles and jelly spoons, keep it up anyway. Love the podcast. Can't wait for more episodes. For the time being, I'm probably going to binge Critical Hit for my 4th time. I think this may be a question that I asked before to our listeners, and a lot of people wrote in and said, "Oh yes, we have some suggestions on relatively clean, nice family-friendly stuff." And I shared those in some other episodes. But do you guys know of any? Do you guys have some, Brian? I know you like to listen to other podcasts, but do you know if they fit in that category of taking it seriously but still having fun and keeping it clean?
The keeping it clean, not so much.
I know, that's the tough one, right?
Yeah, it is. There's really 2 other role-playing game podcasts I listen to, the actual role-playing game podcast. One is The Adventure Zone by the McElroy brothers and their father, and they tend to be fairly dirty, and they are quite goofy. They get better at the role-playing later on, but it takes them like a good 20 episodes before they're not complete.
I started on that one kind of late middle, like in the 60s. And it's much nicer then, but I don't know who all the characters are, and it's taking me a while to get back into the story. So, but from your suggestion was like the early stuff was probably not.
No, I'd probably avoid some of the earlier Balance stuff, which was their first story arc. They have recently started a new story arc, new system using Monster of the Week. Powered by the Apocalypse system. Yeah. That would maybe be a good place to try it out, but again, they don't particularly try to keep things clean.
One thing that I've noticed, and what podcasts should be doing, especially if they're being listed on Apple iTunes, the Apple Podcasts, is that they're supposed to be checking whether episodes are explicit. And I try to do that in all of our podcasts, at least for the most part. Sometimes a word will slip by where I fail to check it explicit. But most podcasts will have an explicit tag if they have excessive cursing and whatnot in that. And that will be a good indicator from if someone's out there wanting to do a podcast and they're thinking of doing a real play podcast, then, definitely go for it. But do realize, and this may be the reason why some people may not tag their explicit tags, is because the instant that you're tagged explicit in the Apple Podcast directory, other countries won't even list it in available in the Apple Podcast store. So, if you're trying to reach out to, I don't know, Zimbabwe, for example, if you've got something listed as explicit, they won't even allow it in there. So one of the drawbacks or disadvantages of having explicit content in your show is you have the potential to lose a lot of audience members worldwide in specific countries, but also people like TJ who are trying to keep the F-bombs out of his ears.
Right.
As far as silliness, I mean, I don't know.
We're pretty silly. I mean,
and I'm not gonna. I don't want to put down other shows, but I mean, some people really like to have fun with their content, and I guess one of the joys of discovery, TJ, is finding that show that fits that niche for you and hits all the markers. I think it's relatively hard to do that. It's like even I will go through and say, oh, I want to listen to a real play podcast that has this criteria, and this criteria. And it's kind of like that golden triangle. You can have it good, fast, or cheap. Pick any two. And it seems like I want it clean, fun, and in this genre, pick any two.
Yeah. The other one I listened to that I could suggest is called Film Reroll.
Oh, yeah, I haven't heard that one yet.
It's pretty amusing. They take movies and play them out as if they were adventure modules.
Oh, cool.
And they use GURPS as their system. It is very entertaining. Again, they don't tend to keep things too clean, but since they are going through individual movies rather than a continuing storyline, it might be easier to pick out some of those that may not be tagged explicit.
So I wonder, though, if they're doing something that's PG, do they keep it PG, or will you still run into
really,
some...
no.
Okay.
Like they did Homeward Bound, and then they got into a pretty graphic fight with a bear with the animals.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you might want to avoid that. But I know you and I, Brian, listen to a variety of different podcasts. I don't know about the rest of you guys, if you are listening to anything that fits into these categories for TJ or not.
And I don't even listen to our own podcast.
Oh, Rob.
Well, I don't listen to our podcast.
We were there.
I listen to other Major Spoilers podcasts I'm not a part of.
There you go. So, TJ, I hope that helps you out. Listeners, if you have any suggestions for TJ, just drop us a line at podcast@majorspoilers.com. Or if you have your own questions, send them to podcast@majorspoilers.com, and we will take care of them in a future episode. Hello, Critical Hit fans. It's me, Steven Schleicher, and I just want to pop in to say that this episode of Critical Hit is being brought to you by Harry's.com. I've been talking about Harry's razors for a long time. You know, you can get a close, smooth, comfortable shave when you use that weighted ergonomic razor on your face. Gets it so nice and clean, or other parts of your body that need to be nice and clean as well. These are great blades, and Harry's stands by the quality of their blades, but they know that switching razors isn't an easy decision. So they created a trial offer, and you can claim yours by going to harrys.com/criticalhit. Now, in addition to these great razors at a fair price that Harry's delivers, I think Harry's is branching out into some different things, because they sent me some soaps, some bar soaps that smell great. They don't have the flowery fragrance that you get from other bar soaps. These smell really good, and I love using these every day to scrub myself down and then use a Harry's razor to clean up areas of my face that need to be cleaned up. There's also some bath gel or some shower gel that they have out there as well. It's so cool to check it out. But we're talking about this trial offer. You can get a $13 value trial set that comes with everything you need for a close, comfortable shave. They got the weighted ergonomic handle that I love. You get the 5-blade razor with a lubricating strip and a trimmer blade. Now, this is great if you decide to continue with this, because Harry's offers their blades at a price lower than the leading brand, just $2 per blade compared to $4 or more that you're going to get from those other guys. You get a rich lathering shave gel and a travel blade cover, all part of this $13 value trial set. And you can get yours by going to harrys.com/criticalhit. Again, make sure you go to harrys.com/criticalhit to redeem your offer and let them know that I sent you to support this show. Harry's, they do great product. I wouldn't be saying that if I didn't use the product myself and believe in how good this product is. So again, what are you waiting for? Go to harrys.com/criticalhit to redeem your offer. Let them know that I sent you to help support this show. And thank you, Harry's, for supporting this show. And now here's your episode of Critical Hit. Welcome to Critical Hit, a Major Spoilers podcast. Thank you so much for downloading and checking us out this week. Well, we've decided not to gamble, and we've decided not to break into a vault. Let's traipse through the jungle and see what Gomma is up to, huh?
Jungle Boogie.
Get down. Anyway, Rodrigo, what kind of shenanigans shall we get into this week that you did not plan
shenanigans.
Well, that's definitely up to you guys. So yeah, last time
on Critical Hit,
as you pointed out, the group had spent some time considering several different options of how to get Rafaga's head out of grandmother's tea house, and ultimately opted to go see Gomma instead.
I loves me my sword.
Yep.
Overly attached.
Yeah, we definitely don't need to get into like all the potential permutations of what that all could have involved, since there were like a dozen plans floated between the last couple sessions, I think. So yeah, our brave adventurers find themselves crossing a jungle to get to where Gomma is supposedly hanging out.
And we are going to find Gomma on the word of the impy
Scratchums.
Scratchums.
Okay. Want to clarify that, because if we do die, it's Scratchum's fault.
Is it really?
Yeah. Well, no, it's Ket's fault, but I mean,
there you go.
Scratchum said it in.
I'd rank Scratchums up there with like some of the most helpful NPCs you guys have ever come across.
Yeah, he's great.
Which is why I'm paranoid of him.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
He seems helpful. This could be bad.
Yeah. All right. So this is a big tropical jungle. How do you guys go about getting through it?
Well, with my sword that I did not gamble away, or allow Ket to gamble away. It'll make a great hacking and slashing tool.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? I actually have a spell.
Take point.
Actually, I have a spell that will clear a path. So,
good plan.
A ritual.
Yep.
What's
the greatest ritual?
I believe it's called Clear Path.
Oh, well, that's not very entertaining. How long does it take to prep?
A little bit.
Okay.
We've got time.
Do we?
It's what, a 10-minute cast time?
I believe so. Let me find it here. It's called Trailblaze, and it takes 10 minutes, lasts 8 hours. Nature's wilderness moves aside that you can pass, creating a clear path 4 squares wide that extends 10 squares ahead and behind you. As you travel, you ignore natural obstacles that would slow your overland speed. The natural terrain returns to normal once you pass, and the perception check DC to track your party increases by 5 as though you had obscured your tracks. That costs 200 gold. Nature no check.
So yeah, after 10 minutes, Oram finishes the ritual, and sure enough, as he begins to walk into the jungle, vines and trees and puddles move out of the way and kind of create a path out, basically 10 squares ahead of you that you guys can walk through. And then once you're past, they move back into place.
I pull out my sword.
Okay.
Hey. Were you worried that we were going to gamble you away?
No.
What were you and the demon talking about?
Oh, just talking about potential.
Oh, I see. So not plotting against us or anything?
I don't think so.
Okay. All right. Just checking.
Okay.
You and I have got a pretty tight bond formed here.
Yeah.
Hate for something to happen.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye. And put the sword away.
Okay.
Because it's weird, in the past everybody could hear him. But then we couldn't hear what those two were talking about.
Well, aren't demons psychic?
Many of them are.
The sword can pick who it talks to.
He's hiding things from you.
He is.
You're going to have to break up with him.
Nope. When I took on this accursed sword, I made a lifelong commitment.
All right. What else? What else do you guys do while you walk through the jungle?
Ket, do you have a plan on what we're going to do? Because we need to get a move on before, the entire universe comes to an end. And we've only signed up one person to our cause. And he was the easiest one.
We're going to speak with Gomma. I'm going to offer him sponsorship into the tournament and see what else he wants.
He's greedy. We can try to bargain with him for something beyond the tournament in exchange for the head, potentially.
Would it be prudent to find out what he wants before we make an offer?
Certainly, but I don't know that he'll say exactly what he wants. He might make us offer things first. It's a negotiation tactic, but we can try.
All right. Well, if you guys have a plan, that's fine.
I mean, got lots of plans. I don't know how good any of them are, but it's worth a shot.
Okay.
Well, it's a plan so much as just an idea.
It does seem like it should appeal to him.
Is Gomma vain, or is he just greedy?
It's unclear from the almanac, but he's definitely... The information we have says that he is definitely a gambler.
Okay.
Why do you ask?
I don't know. I'm just trying to think of ways that we might be able to appeal to some of his traits. And gambling, I mean, gambling is obviously one, but if there was anything else that we could potentially use to our advantage.
Well, we know he's a hoarder. We know that he's a glutton, which means that theoretically, if we have something shiny enough, he might be willing to jump at it without necessarily thinking through the consequence.
We could offer him domain. There are going to be gods that are going to side with the wrong team. If he sides with us, we could offer him spoils.
Yeah. Like free advertising for his casinos.
Sure, like that.
So I guess we continue to walk.
Okay. Well, you guys continue to walk, but eventually it starts to get dark.
Oh, okay.
I don't suppose we planned for shelter.
Well, I mean, if we need shelter, I've got a ritual that I can use to make us a shelter.
What's it called?
It is called Secure Shelter.
All right, that sounds like a good idea.
All right. Takes me 30 minutes to prep, so you guys stand by.
All right.
And I'll spend the component costs. 200 in component costs. You create a sturdy lodge large enough to accommodate 8 medium creatures. The ritual uses materials found in the area, so the lodge can be formed of snow, stone, wood, or even sod, or jungle materials. The lodge encloses a close burst 4 in size. The interior is dry and clean and includes 9 bunks, a long table with stools, and a writing desk. The shelter is not heated or cooled, but it is immune to fire and impervious to all damage. Access to its interior is by 2 shuttered windows, a single door, and a chimney. Furniture can be removed from the shelter, but it vanishes along with the lodge when the ritual's duration expires.
Wow. Dibs on entering
Okay.
through the window.
Gotta say, I normally hate being outside cities, but traveling with a wizard makes
Yeah.
a lot more pleasant.
All right. So what does this lodge look like?
Well, this one is going to look like what people might think of a jungle hut, right? It's got a lot of the palm leaves and everything that make up the side. Think of it as like a large Gilligan's Hut type facility, right? Where they would all go in. So you've got the bamboo doors, and it's got bamboo shutters on the side.
Dibs on the top hammock.
It's made of bamboo and palm leaves.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Nice.
So, yep, this sturdy hut, it builds itself in front of you guys as Worm finishes the ritual.
Sweet.
And then I go inside to check it out, make sure it's all okay, and tell everyone else they can come inside, and we're going to set up camp for the night.
Eat the mint off the pillow, check the cable guide to see what's on.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a monkey with one of those coconut communicating things with the string, right?
Telephone.
Yeah, a little
Coconut
coconut telephone. And then after you turn it off, he's like looks at our imaginary audience and says, "It's a living."
Mm-hmm.
My gosh, I hope our audience isn't imaginary.
All right. So everybody goes into the shelter. What do you do?
I think honestly, someone should scry home and see what's going on.
Okay. Who can do that? Any of us?
Don't you have a scry?
Yeah, that's cry. I mean, are you talking about just back at base or?
Yeah.
Check in with your mom, see how she's going.
How's the kingdom going?
How's Felix?
Saving the universe again.
Dear Mom.
What's your mom's name?
Lady my mom.
Still haven't found a wife.
Honestly, I don't remember.
Lady
It's,
Randis Duthane, my mom.
Yes.
It's Lovey, and his father is Thurston.
Howell. Yeah.
Anyway, we want to scry back to base.
Okay.
Okay. Who's got scry?
I think Randus does. He's looking it up.
I do. Well, Scry. You want Scry, not.
Yeah, not far sending or anything.
Oh,
we want to have like a communications.
I don't actually have Scry.
Oh,
I was
okay.
just thinking of sending.
Well, I've got far sending, so
Didn't we have something set up, or is that just on the boat?
that's on the boat.
It's just on the boat.
Oh, dang it.
I mean, unless you guys
Contact
don't think
boat.
we need to contact the base and
I
check
mean, it
in.
would certainly be nice if,
Okay.
I don't think it hurts anyone's feelings if we were to do it.
but yes, I mean, we haven't checked in since we've been out today, so if nothing else, we could give an update on what the Toads Boardwalk is like and why Salat's kids have probably been having a hard time of it.
Murdered. Yeah. I remember the last time we didn't check in, we were actually gone for 5 years. We broke the universe.
I don't think you were there for that.
You was not.
Oh, that was
out of
entirely
character.
out of character.
Ah.
You can tell because I wasn't being arrogant.
The problem is
It's good to have a voice.
on my far sending, it doesn't say anything about message length. Does anyone know if far sending
It's
has a
same as
message
sending.
length? Okay.
So 25 words?
Yeah.
250 characters.
280 characters.
All right. That one costs 800 gold.
Isn't
it's-
there like an option for like a
the-
toll-free sending?
The thing is with the far sending, we don't have to do any checks.
Collect call.
It's just a straight up, the message
true.
is sent.
You have a collect call from It's Orem, we're fine. Do you
We
accept
could just spend 50 and hope I roll at least a 5.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that. That's fine.
So who would we actually...
I will help.
Are we contacting Sarsa or...
Probably her since she's our boss.
And what exactly are we saying? Just heading towards Gomma?
Yeah. I would say, headed towards Gomma, or headed to meet Gomma. Toad's Boardwalk is a gambling den full of
Scum and
temptation.
Not known.
Let's be less Oramy.
What?
Will-o-wisps on the boardwalk.
Camping for night, heading towards Gomma?
Yeah.
That'll
That's
work.
fine.
Yep.
No sign of trouble.
Don't say that, then trouble will find us.
It's an update.
I mean, trouble is going to find us regardless.
Not if we go looking for trouble first.
Jungle. Any other information we want to relay?
What other information might be prudent or
Should
safe
we-
to send?
How you doing?
How you doing?
Everything good there?
Should we just
Any updates?
contact Otto or have them contact Otto? Let him know.
Yeah, I could see that.
Wait, we would contact Otto and Otto
Have
contact
them
them?
relayed or no, just
Well, it's easier for if we contact them, they can contact Otto through the
okay.
pool.
That's true. It seems like an awful lot of,
True.
hoops.
Delayed Otto.
Something like, please relay to Otto.
So what does it say so far?
Camping for night on way to Gomma. Will-o-wisp and boardwalk going through jungle. Please relay delay to Otto.
Any updates? Question mark.
Any updates? Fair enough.
Always bet on black. That'll get 6 more words in.
Any updates? All right. So, anyone assisting?
I am.
Yep.
What type of assistance is it?
Arcana. right?
Arcana.
Oh gosh, yeah, I'll totally help by sitting this one out.
32 for me.
35 from me. We just give a +2, right? So
Yep.
just don't roll a 1 now?
I rolled a 3.
Yay, that's not a 1.
Wish one of your assistants get us enough to anywhere on the same plane.
Yay. You were so overpowered.
Camping for night on way to Gomma, Will-O-Wisp on boardwalk. Going through jungle. Please relay delay to Otto. Any updates? Sent to Sarsa.
Hashtag sending.
It's like the weirdest Langston Hughes poem ever.
You get a reply. Heard from Arathis. Need you to pick someone up on the way back. Otto has the details. Glad you're okay.
Okay. So I guess we're going to have to pick someone up on the way back.
Oh, really?
Athis's request?
Oh, really?
Any
Interesting.
indication of whom?
Nope. Just that Otto will have the details.
Hopefully it's a new ally.
Yeah, I would guess.
All right. Who's hungry? Or gets the
Could
pots
eat.
and pans out of the cupboards and makes some food.
Go hunt some jungle lizards.
Speaking of hunting some jungle,
Ah.
you know how who's hungry can have a lot of different meanings.
Right.
I think it may be time to hunt some jungle. Different meanings.
Okay.
Okay.
Go
So
suck some
Sakar
blood.
may slink off into the night. Yeah. Hey, I have a question. If something says that it's a daily minor action encounter power and I use it now and then go to bed, I can use it again tomorrow, right?
Provided you
Okay.
get your sleep.
Yep. Assuming you get enough sleep, it's the risk is that you
Ooh.
won't.
Well, this is not actually a really super combat worthy power. This is more of a, but then we have what if we have a skills challenge getting out of the, I'm going to do it
Yep.
because it's cool.
Okay.
Sometimes you got to do something stupid because it's cool. So Sakara is going to sneak out into the night
Mm-hmm.
and turn into a full-fledged red-eyed snake wolf and disappear into the jungle.
Cool.
Cool. Got a new power, guys. Ask me what it's called. What's it called?
Form
It's
of the
called-
snake wolf.
It's called blood wolf form, but since, they don't have anything called snake wolf form. But I'm super psyched about it because it's really awesome and it does some things. Anyway. Vampire snake wolf disappears into the night.
Form
Okay.
of the heavy metal album.
Yes.
Right?
What does everyone else do?
Sleep.
Eat some food. And then meditates. For my 4 hours.
Should we
Contemplate plans.
set up a watch?
I can take a watch.
Okay.
Assuming I return, I'll be happy to take a watch.
Yes. I'll take the first watch then, since
I will do my meditation.
Okay. So Cat takes one watch.
Mhm.
Who takes second watch?
I will.
And who takes third watch?
I will.
Okay. Everybody who's taking a watch, give me a perception check.
Mhm.
Yay. I'm terrible at those.
Maybe you need to stop taking watches.
I didn't hear
Here's
you speaking up.
Yeah, well.
Maybe it was a bad time for
Yep,
me to disappear
there's-
into the night.
I'm pretty sure there's like one among you here who's actually okay at perception checks.
Hi there.
18.
And he just went off into the jungle.
I'm actually pretty good at them. I just rolled very poorly.
Yeah, that's not bad. Okay. Well, I would say everyone except for Oram at some point during the night catches a glimpse of a shadowy red-eyed beast walking around.
Is it our shadowy red-eyed beast?
You've never seen this shadowy red-eyed beast.
Is it
I
shadowy?
watch it
and red-eyed?
warily.
Yeah, it doesn't come near, but you can see it slinking around with its red eyes and its shadowiness.
That's why I hate the jungle.
And then Little Sparkle had the last watch.
Yep.
So halfway through the end of her watch, Sakar shows up.
Ah, hello.
Oh, did you see the monster?
Define monster.
Some kind of like red-eyed wolf thing.
Ah, yes, I did see that. Remarkably handsome beast, wouldn't you say?
Did I hear someone talking about me?
No, we were talking about this freaky red-eyed monster,
Ugh, that sounds horrible.
right?
I peer out into the darkness.
You do not see anything.
Glad it didn't eat you.
It's not really the type to eat an Eladrin.
Wait, oh, you know what it is?
In a manner of speaking, yes.
Something we should be worried about?
Are you generally worried about me?
Yes.
Then it would be the exact same amount of worry.
Ugh.
So you turned into a weird red-eyed monster? Is that
It's
because like you're
something that
not
I'm-
feeding enough, or is it a full moon? I didn't even notice. Is it a full moon?
Is there?
It is not a full moon. Also, the phases of the moon are weird here because it's the astral sea.
These
Is it a full moon on like the
moons-
prime material plane that makes you turn into a weird wolf monster?
I don't believe so, no. This is entirely by design. It's something that I think workshopping is the word. But nonetheless, hopefully.
You guys hear a loud cracking noise.
Uh-oh.
Ah,
I draw my sword.
I draw my swords.
I hide.
I look out the door.
Oh, it was the door.
No.
Did something just break in the door?
No, it seems the door is breaking.
From the inside or from the out?
It looks like from the inside. The top half of the door falls off.
I go to investigate.
Okay. The windowsill falls off.
Oh, I think we're running out of time. I think it's time everybody got up.
It certainly seems that way.
I would
Okay.
say were Randus and I woken by the loud cracking?
Oh, yeah.
What's going on?
I think Orm spell's running out.
Checkout time.
That's okay.
5 more minutes, Mom. Randus hits the snooze button and wakes up in the top of a tree. And no one knows what happened to his pants.
So, yeah, the shelter continues to break down until it's like a bunch of palm fronds and bamboo shoots.
Okay.
And one
That is
working coconut
fascinating.
radio.
So I guess I'm going to use Trailblaze again.
Okay.
How long is the shelter supposed to last, Orm?
8 hours.
Yep.
It actually seems like maybe it lasted a little bit longer than it should have, but did everybody get a full rest?
I think everybody but Sakar, probably.
Oh, man.
Sakar managed to get some rest, too,
Okay,
while he
good.
was out there.
Take a nap in a tree. It happens.
Curled up with that horrible monster thing with the red eyes.
Yes. Curled up with the horrible monster thing.
All right, Trailblaze is now active.
Okay.
We blaze a trail.
Yep.
I take point because I'm the tallest and the strongest.
Okay. You guys continue walking through the jungle, but are not accosted by any monsters, and probably don't have anything more eventful happening than, Trailblaze moving a tree out of the way and shaking a snake down onto the ground in the process or something.
Hmm.
But,
I'll-
it's like a regular snake.
Right. Should that happen, I'll pick the snake up and try and put it back where it wants to be.
Yeah.
I'll speak to it in snake language. That's how you know I'm a
Parcel
Horcrux.
tongue?
Parcel
by the
tongue,
way.
that's what I was going to say.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why is it always the Harry Potter? I mean, I was making the joke too, but
Everybody likes Harry Potter.
Yes.
I
It's the
guess.
low-hanging fruit.
I was going to do Chris Latta as Cobra Commander, snake language. Death throw, you fool!
So you guys continue walking and eventually get to the edge of the jungle, which overlooks a massive, I guess, lake would be the closest thing. Really, what it is it's basically a moat. And at the center of this place is an island with a big building in the center. It's kind of a big rectangular building, like a big rectangular prism with lots of. It's made out of black stone and has lots of windows on the top few floors. Has a big sign out front that in, I guess, Celestial. What do they speak up here? What's the other one from Primordial?
I think it's Celestial on the Astral Sea.
Supernal?
Supernal, that's what it is.
Oh, right.
In Supernal, it says the pools of deadly ambition. For those of you who can speak Supernal.
I cannot.
So is that just Kit?
So yeah,
Yep.
For those of you who are Kit.
The sign actually lights up.
Like with like flashing lights?
Kind of.
Or is it like neon, or is it like
Yeah, it's the letters just glow on their own.
okay.
And they like change color and stuff. So it is supposed to like it does like flash and like call your attention to it and
smoking
change
cowboy
color,
swinging his arm.
Kinda. It's for, you know, a massive building in the center of a creepy pool. It definitely looks a little trashy.
Can anyone read that?
Yeah. It says the Rob's brain not working.
Oh, that's weird. Who's Rob?
I googled your symptoms. It looks like you have network connectivity issues.
It's the pool of deadly ambition.
Yeah. All right, Rob, write things down again. Pool of deadly ambition.
How wide does this moat and/or pool seem to be, Rodrigo?
It's probably about maybe 200, maybe 250 yards in radius.
So certainly not leapable.
Definitely not leapable. Also, as you approach it, you realize it's not water in there.
Oh.
What do we suspect it is?
Well, it's green.
That doesn't really narrow it down.
Nope.
Well, are there like rocks or anything nearby?
Yeah, does my trailblaze work across this stuff?
No, it doesn't affect water, or it doesn't affect big bodies of water. There's a different spell for that.
It's called Walk on
Right,
Water.
it's called Purify Water.
Well, Purify Water could work, but it only works for a certain amount.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that you spot is there are like vessels in the water.
Oh, well, let's just use those.
Do they seem occupied?
Some of the, they mostly do. The majority of them are these kind of long rowboats with just kind of enough room for like a handful of people to like sit around, maybe have like a table or something. They're long, they're made of wood, and then their roofs they're roofed, so and the roofs are covered in flowers of lots of different colors.
And you said they are currently inhabited?
Yep.
I wonder if they're for hire.
Try and flag one down.
Everything around here is for hire.
One would presume.
One of them starts heading towards you guys, and it kind of comes to the shore. The human pokes out his head from under the little roof area.
Hello.
Hi. You all need a ride?
Yes, how much?
We do.
100 gold per.
Ouch.
Can you give us a group discount?
100 gold per, and I'll throw in a bottle of wine.
Deal.
Sold.
He throws a rope at Sakar.
Sakar catches it effortlessly, almost mindlessly.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird.
All right.
Got
You can pull it.
reflexes of a cat.
Yeah, you can pull the boat close enough that everybody can get on.
All right. I shall do so.
And pulls up the rope and claps his hands a couple of times, and the oars start moving on their own.
That's nifty.
It is.
So, what do you guys need? Just once around the pools, or what?
We're looking for passage toward Gomma.
Oh. I'm going to just drop you off there at the gate.
That would be great. Can you tell us a
Okay.
little bit about the pools, though, while we're rowing?
Sure. Let's see what's relevant about the pools. They're made of poison. To touch them would be almost certain death. To drink from them would be certain death. What else? If you spend a lot of time around them, you'll also probably die because the fumes are pretty noxious, but they don't smell like anything. That's actually what these flowers are for. And
is it a warning that when they die, you've been out too long?
No, the flowers are just keep the poison from affecting things inside the boat.
Handy.
And what else? These magic boats have always been here, and you just kind of have to guard your boat, because I don't know that they really belong to anyone.
How did you wind up with rowing a boat?
Oh, I killed the last guy.
Oh, fair enough. What made you decide you wanted to have a boat?
Well, I didn't have anything else to make money, so this seemed like a good option.
So I assume murder is a bit of the law of the land around here, or?
It depends. It's really more of a will the authorities care? So, for example, if I'd killed a boat guy and then not replaced them, they might care, because now there's one less person to manage a boat. But so the problem kind of took care of itself, I think, as far as they're concerned.
Oh, okay.
So long as the boats run on time.
Mm-hmm.
What can you tell us about Gomma?
I don't know much about him. He's supposed to be really finicky and kind of a scary guy. I know he's not like a human person looking god, like Coralon or one of those guys. He's like a big monster.
What type of monster?
I don't know. I've never seen him.
What kind of visitors usually come out here?
Well, nobody's come out for a really long time. But nowadays, mostly it's people who don't want to be heard.
What do you mean?
Well, these boats are pretty private. And so people who want to have meetings away from other people, you can get on a boat and sail around, and, the only person that's likely to have heard you is the captain, boatswain, whatever. I don't know. And we're not going anywhere.
Clever.
Do you get a lot of traffic that way then?
Some traffic. There's also people who just want to come gamble out here on a boat, or spend some time away from other people, I suppose.
Getting away from everything's not terrible.
No. Nobody's going to start any trouble so close to Gomma's place, so...
Do you know what Gomma's place is like?
Well, it looks like a big rectangle from out here. But
you've never been inside?
No, I've never been inside. I suppose that is something we get sometimes, are people that are just going to stay at Gomma's place.
Have you transported anyone else to see Gomma recently?
Not recently. but some of his staff comes and goes.
Oh, okay.
What sort of staff work for him?
All kinds of things. Some of them are humans. I think there's a few Dragonborn. He doesn't like to have Slot in the place, so we don't get a lot of those. Those mostly hang out in the boardwalk.
Oh, that's what those things are? I'd never seen something like that before.
Yep. This place is lousy with them. Another good reason to be out here, but they don't come out here.
Why? Why don't they come out here?
Because Gomma doesn't like them.
Why doesn't Gomma like the Slot?
Do you like them?
No.
They're kind of unlikable creatures.
I also wouldn't like living near a lake of poison, though. So, different creatures have different tastes.
Yep. What else?
Can I get that wine?
Oh, yeah. And he, pulls out a bottle of wine and some, wooden cups. Everybody want some?
Oh, no, thank you.
Yes,
Is it poisonous?
please.
No. Everything in the boat is protected from the poison.
Because of the
Lovely.
flowers?
Mm-hmm.
It's useful.
Where'd you get
Do you
those
sell
flowers from?
flowers?
I'm sorry, what?
Would you sell us some of those flowers?
No. I need all of these flowers.
Oh, where did you get them?
You can pick them in the jungle.
Oh, okay.
Sakar, do you think you could identify some of them on our way back? Would be definitely useful given some of our recent dealings.
I'm going to eyeball them. Do I believe that I can pick more of them in the jungle on the way back?
Yeah, actually, there's a ton of different varieties. So there's a few possibilities here. Either the majority of the flowers in the jungle help to counteract the poison, or some of the flowers in the jungle do, and these guys don't necessarily know which ones. Or maybe they do, and they just think it looks pretty, so they put on more flowers. There's maybe 10 different varieties of flower on this.
I think so.
Make a layout of those and not have to worry about poisons.
So you guys, or he gets to the island where the big building is, and he takes his rope and lassos a little stump, and then kind of pulls the front of the boat ashore.
Guess we will disembark.
All right, who's paying him?
Let me double check my money, but I think I'll
Kinku
pay
in the
him.
back.
Kinku in the back. Yeah, I'll pay him.
Okay. So
Thanks for the
500
lift.
gold.
Yep.
No problem. Flag me down if you need your way back.
Probably will.
Okay.
What's your name?
Eku.
Eku? All right.
And he waves and pushes the boat and, hops on, and then the rows row him away.
So,
or the oars do.
As we were approaching this area initially, were there other people around that were getting on these boats?
You didn't see anybody else get on the boats, but some of the boats are occupied.
Okay.
By more than just the person driving them.
Okay.
All right. Let's go talk to another god.
Yeah, we'll make our way around to the gate.
Okay. You walk up to a huge archway sealed by a door that's made out of dark wood and, has big iron supports, reinforcements in the door.
Mm-hmm. Is there anyone around?
There does not appear to be.
Knock on the door.
Okay. The door opens a crack, and you see somebody peeking from inside. Who is it?
We are a delegation from Arathis, here to speak with Gomma.
Are you staying here?
It just depends on how long it takes to speak with Gomma.
Okay, hang on a second. The door closes again. And then the doors open, and Inside is a human lady. She's wearing some nice robes and a little kind of like pillbox hat. It's all green.
Okay.
She comes up and she's like, "You're a delegation from Arathis?
Yes.
Do you have any way of proving that?"
Do we have a sigil or something, or a sign, or a letter of introduction?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. I've got a copy of Arathis' treatise from the Reformation of the Council of Worms, if that helps. Or Council of Thorns, what was that called again?
Treaty of Worms.
Treaty of Worms, there we go. Mixing it up with the vampire version.
With the vampire version and the dragon version.
Yeah, exactly.
She just like, okay, let me check. Goes back in. Some time, comes back out. Like, I don't know if that's enough proof. What are you guys trying to do?
Well, we're trying to get a new coalition together to keep the universe from ending. And we need a majority of the gods to sign on to this, of which Gomma would then be part of this this treaty. And we can stop the universe from ending, which would actually be really bad if the universe ended, because then no one would be able to visit this wonderful place that you have here. And by that, I mean the boardwalk and other places.
Uh-huh. So you want to talk to Gomma?
Yes, please, if that's possible.
All right, I'll go ask if he'll see you.
Thank you.
Goes back in.
Should really figure out how to get some of those invoices.
Yeah. Even like a card or something.
Yeah, I guess.
Orm pulls out a little sheet of paper, writes something down. Tucks the sheet of paper back into his pocket.
Official business cards is what we need.
Oh! Orm pulls out a sheet of paper, writes down, and folds it back up and puts it back in his pocket.
She comes back out. Yeah, Gomma will see you.
Oh, all right.
Oh, thank you so much.
Follow me.
Oh, yes. Thank you. We'll follow.
Okay. So, aside from the like very strange doorway, pretty soon you guys find yourself inside another hotel and casino.
Oh, okay.
Amazing.
This one is a lot more subdued than the other ones. A lot more like smoky rooms with people mostly talking while playing games rather than, focusing on like winning money and beating, whatever the game is doing.
What are the clientele like? Are they all sorts and types?
It is all sorts and types. A lot of humans, a lot of humanoids. You do see some like dragonborn. There's also some of those like fish people.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a handful of Kenku, but the majority appear to be humans. There's also some like lizard-looking guys who are not dragonborn, at least not immediately. They've got like, they just look different. Like their eyes are bigger and like completely black, and they kind of stick out. And they've got like big dewlaps.
Kind of like gecko or looking guys.
Yeah.
Like Sleestacks.
Yep, a lot more like Sleestacks. Not their faces are not quite as, humanoid as Sleestacks, but that's actually a little bit closer.
Now, are any of them paying attention to us, or are they just ignoring us completely?
I mean, if you're walking by, you get some glances, but nobody is like...
There's not a record scratch. It's more just new people are walking through the casino.
Yep.
Now, would their fashion or anything suggest that they've been here a while, or would they be more recent arrivals, maybe? Or
Yeah, that's very hard to tell. Definitely here at the entire island has been kind of a fashion razzmatazz. Like, you've seen all kinds of stuff, and if you consider that, for example, the Slad don't wear any clothes most of the time,
Right.
it's hard to tell if that Dragonborn that isn't like wearing like a breastplate and a big cape is like what time period that breastplate and cape are from, because who knows how things are in the astral sea anyway. You can't really do it by central continent standards.
fair
So
enough.
nobody obviously wearing fedoras and spats, essentially.
Yeah, definitely no one from the future. You don't see any like leather jackets and pompadours.
Bubble
Right.
helmets and spacesuits.
Yeah.
Right.
You don't see an ape with a diver's helmet. None of that stuff.
Any orangutans in leather jackets?
Nope.
Those are dangerous.
They're
no
cyborgs.
gorilla. Yeah, no gorillas in armor.
No Lilu multipass.
Nope, none of that either.
Dang it.
Yeah, Steven gets the new references.
Yeah, the Fifth Element came out a long time ago. That's not a new reference anymore.
Yeah, that is way not a new.
1967. So, that's okay.
That's new by Matthew standards.
Yeah.
That's just cruel.
Like, are you
I do what I
making a
can.
Valyrian reference? Because if not, it's not a very new
Yeah, that one
reference.
just came out. But then
Yeah,
again,
exactly.
as we
But
discussed,
I think no one saw it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we'll say this: Rihanna's not here either. How about that? Let's just say that and
Aw.
move on. Yeah.
Well, I am super disappointed.
Well, if Rihanna was here, there would be no point in talking to Gomma.
That's true. We just talked to Rihanna. We'd let her renegotiate the treaty.
Yep.
It would be a treaty of no winking.
Anyway, the attendant leads you past all of these smoky parlors, up a set of stairs, down another hallway, and then down another set of stairs, which go pretty far down. And then finally, the stairs lead to a big antechamber with a pretty big door, not as big as the entrance gate, but a pretty sizable wooden door. And she stops and says, "Well, Gomma's through there. Are you sure you want to see him?"
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Would you suggest we not see him?
I mean, he's pretty scary.
I mean,
Is he in a bad mood?
So's the end of the universe.
I guess. So she opens the door, and it's actually really bright in there. It's actually kind of hard to tell because every place that you've been to so far has been kind of dark. So you guys kind of get hit by some like bright light from inside.
ooh.
Shield our eyes.
Okay.
Does having
Yes,
low
walk
light
in.
vision make you more susceptible to being blinded in the bright light?
No, that would be a separate trait.
Okay.
Pure head sensitivity.
But in 4th edition, most things don't have light sensitivity.
Oh,
Well,
drink some more of that bile, and we'll see about that.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm nothing if not insensitive.
You guys walk through?
Yep.
Yes.
All right. So as you guys walk through, you realize that you're actually walking out onto a kind of a ledge, and then a somewhat steep but like curve, like concave drop in, and basically you are walking into what looks like an enormous pool, except instead of water, there is just massive massive amounts of gold and jewels.
Oh, okay.
Scrooge McDuck if he was a monster.
Pretty much. So because this is gold, there's like big like hills of it. It's not just like even. And then this place is illuminated by rows and rows of like torches that are above it, which cast a bright orangey glow and make it look all very like warm. And there is like a big mountain right at the center of this.
A mountain of gold?
Yeah. And jewels and stuff.
Start walking towards the center.
Okay. So you climb down onto the pool area, start walking through the gold.
Carefully.
Okay. So as you start walking through, probably not all at the same time, but probably all within a minute of each other. Say one of you spots that one of the many treasures in here is like a human skull of gold, right? With like jeweled eyes or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, oh, here's like a femur of gold. And it's like, oh, here's like a dragonborn skull of gold. And that's about when you realize that everything here are just bones
Body
and
parts.
remains, that are made out of gold or jewels.
Oh.
Ugh.
Uh-oh.
Interesting.
Check your
And,
feet.
Say
I'm going to
what?
check my feet and make sure I'm not slowly turning to gold.
You do not appear to be slowly turning to gold.
So it's quickly.
Yes, you are not quickly turning to gold either.
Okay. Gotta check.
But you can't see your bones, so I'm just saying.
I'm going to look at my bones.
Your bones appear fine.
Okay.
As you guys notice that, you start seeing gold kind of slough off the big hill in the center, and as you approach, you see something move at the very top of it. It appears to be kind of a long spine that has some like some flesh attached, and as it continues to move, another one comes after and another one comes after, slowly revealing something that looks a lot like a fish's fin. You guys know what a lionfish is?
Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
sweet.
And as more gold comes off, you basically see this creature, which is enormous. You guys could easily, like, the five of you could sprint from one side of it to the other, assuming that it wasn't all round and lumpy, which it is. And, have like a little race on top of it. That's how big this creature is. So eventually enough comes up, and a couple of like big round red eyeballs emerge and focus right on you until enough gold comes off that you see what is essentially an enormous toad-like creature. Giant eyeballs, a giant mouth, except it is kind of like this brown and beige coloration with a big like dorsal spine and sort of like big side fins of a lionfish.
That's awesome.
It is horrifying.
I will point out that it's kind of nested in the thing, so you can't see its like legs or anything.
Sure, it has them.
Yep.
We'll presume that it does.
And it looks at you guys and says, "Who dares?"
Lord Gomma, we are an envoy from
Arathis.
Do you want to talk?
No, go ahead. You're doing fine.
Shut up. We are an envoy from Arathis.
Tell about the treaty.
Hear about the Treaty of Worms and its current dissolution. My name is Ket Hazard. These are my companions, Orm Rivendorn, Randus Duthane,
Hi.
Sakar
Oblia.
and Little Sparkle. We were hoping to speak with you about signing the new treaty that Arathis has put forward to stop the breakdown of time.
No thanks.
But you haven't heard what we have to offer.
Well, what do you have to offer?
Well, number one, we can keep time from ending, which would allow more visitors to your domain. And that means more people gambling and more people losing and more wealth and money for you.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but if time dissolves, won't the most powerful thing around still set the time for everything?
That's correct.
Yes.
So if time dissolves, I can just maintain the time in the boardwalk. What else you got, little blonde man?
I point to Ket.
We are willing to listen to requests, are very capable of fulfilling most. I also have word on the Cobalt Alley tournament and would love to invite you in.
Oh, Cobalt Alley, huh?
Yes, sir.
I have heard of the Cobalt Alley. Very exclusive. How does a little runt like you have access to the Cobalt Alley?
I am very good at what I do.
I'm going to guess that's gambling and not public speaking.
It is.
No, that's interesting.
I am high enough ranked within the tournament that I could actually sponsor your entry.
Well, what would that mean?
Sponsoring
You get to
your entry?
gamble for people's souls and the souls of other gods.
That would be interesting.
So do you have a deal?
I think I'd like to see it first. Make sure that you guys are on the up and up.
See Cobalt Alley?
Mm-hmm.
Can that be arranged?
Guy?
What?
Would I be able to bring Lord Gomma here to Cobalt Alley so as we can get a sponsorship set up?
Yeah, that can be arranged.
Sakar lunges at something.
Oh, well.
Barehanded, he's
What
not
the
drawing
what?
his sword, but he suddenly whips into action.
He's not leaving on Gomma, is he?
No.
Okay.
Well, maybe.
Huh?
It's hard to say.
What's wrong?
Orm's like, what the what?
Yep.
Something
so
is
Sakar
moving.
jumps at a pile of gold and grabs something.
What does he grab?
Cigar.
You got some sort of like fleshy thing in your hands.
Does it look carnivorous and hateful?
I mean, it does. It doesn't have a face. It's just kind of a big, like, tentacle, maybe.
Does it seem to be attached to Gomma?
It does now that it kind of lifts you up.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? And yeah, basically this big, like, beige and brown and reddish tentacle, like, lifts Sakar up from a pile of gold. It's got, like, big, octopus suckers on it.
Yes. Why are you pouncing on our host, Sakar?
Because I didn't realize it was our host at the time. I thought something was in his gold.
You all are very strange.
Yeah.
He kind of gives Sakar a shake to drop him.
Superhero landing.
Yep.
So sorry for the misunderstanding, Lord Gomma.
My apologies.
No, that's all right, I guess. So, you setting up a meeting for me?
That is the current plan, yes. Guy,
Guy disappears.
my familiar and guide will be back momentarily with our way in.
Okay.
So, how's everything going now that you've woken up?
It's fine.
That's good. Good. The weather here has been pleasant, I take it?
It's always hot here.
Mm-hmm.
Was everything where you left it?
As far as I know, we don't keep very good records of things outside of the pools, so I assume it is.
I see. And there have been no other visitors since you've awoken?
I mean, a few, but only from inside the boardwalk.
Ah.
Why?
Paying tribute, I see.
Yes.
Good.
We're just trying to get acquainted with the New World Order. I've been curious about the newly awakened gods and people traveling between the islands. It's been an interesting journey.
So, how do you guys know Arathis?
Oh, we go way back.
Well, probably not.
Like season 3 back.
The three of us assisted with the invasion of void gods.
I don't know what that is.
Suffice to say that civilization needed assistance, and they were happy to help.
Nah, that does seem like something Arathis would care about.
To be fair, we had the assistance of 9 of the 10 active gods at the time.
No, those guys.
Yes.
Okay, well, that I'm sure that'll check out. Otherwise, I'll kill you.
Okay.
Fair.
The guy comes back.
So, what do you have for us?
We got an appointment. You ready to go?
Yeah.
Are you ready to see Cobalt Alley, Lord Gomma?
Yes, let's do it.
Yes, we are.
Okay. Ket, Guy, and Gomma disappear, and there's like a big gold avalanche once Gomma disappears.
We try not to die in it.
Okay.
Well, I think we're going to break right there
Amazing.
and find out what happens next time on Critical Hit.
You know, if that had been a bunch of gold bugs, he would have thanked me.
There you go. Podcast at majorspoilers.com is where you can send your questions and your emails. We enjoy reading those and answering your questions. And if you would, head over to patreon.com/majorspoilers to see how you can help us out. And until next time, here's hoping all of your dice rolls are critical hits.
This podcast is copyright 2018 by Major Spoilers Entertainment, LLC.